Maybe something about DOSBox? Not so sure. Ouch, not quite ready yet. Little bit of DOS on the Amiga. I don't know if I have time for another 5 hours of headache. How about... Nah, I guess I just did that. How about... maybe a little bit too classic. Good old-fashioned IBM DOS, perhaps? I'll leave that for some other time. How about... Oh wait, that's not DOS. Or is it? OS2 had some basic DOS support since version 2, I believe. When I first got into contact with OS2, version 3, Warp came out roughly October 94. I bought a PC mini tower back in the days that had that operating system installed, and I found it was fascinating. That was the first time I got exposed to a different operating system that was not MS-DOS, but could still run DOS and Windows applications at the time. There's a little IBM setup. I've used a base system of DOS 6.2 and Windows 3.11 as a base setup, and then installed OS2 over it to demonstrate some of the DOS and Windows functionalities of the system. And those fancy sound effects. OS2 Warp, and here we have version 3, came out in 2 different versions called the Red Spine and the Blue Spine version. And the difference is the Red Spine version did not include a full version of DOS and Windows, and the Blue Spine version did, and was therefore a little bit more expensive to buy. What I've installed here is the Red Spine version, but for all intents and purposes, if you have an existing version of DOS and Windows, it will take that in, and at the end there is virtually no difference between installing one or the other, as long as you have a pre-existing DOS and Windows license to start with. Let's explore the system a little bit. Under command prompts, there are various ways to run DOS and Windows applications, and every time a DOS command prompt, either in full screen or as a window, is launched, what OS2 does is creates a virtual DOS machine under which all DOS applications, including Windows, will be run. Windows integrates into the system in 2 different ways. It can either show up as a Windows within OS2, but it can also essentially run individual Windows applications as if they were OS2 applications, so you can start them directly from their location. They will retain their Windows look and feel, of course. Fancy a game of solitaire? And then you can also jump into a full-blown Windows 3.11 installation and move back and forth between the two of them. But we are here to focus on DOS instead. You will see that it reports the operating system as OS2 version 3, but for all intents and purposes this will be able to run most DOS applications with certain limitations. And in order to find out how that works, we will try to run one of my favorite games back from my childhood, Day of the Tentacle. So in order to test out the system, I've installed a Sound Blaster 16-bit ISA card in the system, an IBM Aptiva. I believe OS2 had some problems with PCI cards, and the previous sound card that was in there didn't really work under DOS at all. So I've also connected some speakers, so let's insert the disk and try to launch the game. Not quite ready. There we go. And let's see if that works. Let's look at the configuration. Sound Blaster is on. So let us try the game. I have missed that intro. Let's try one of my other favorite childhood games. Let's see how this deals with floppy drive access. Under the hood, OS2 is dealing with all the native storage access. Let's see if you can guess what that is. Let's see if sound and everything else works properly. Ultimately, I will not torture you with my abysmal Prince of Persia playing skills. Ultimately, OS2 failed to succeed. They came out with one more version, version 4, after this, then got sold off and continued development under something called Ecom Station, I believe. It just failed to keep up to date with Microsoft developing its Windows 95 platform, which is a shame. But I'll be looking forward to continue to use this system as a bridge machine. I'll be able to use the 2 floppy drives to create floppy images, 3.5, 5.25 inch ones, and just in general use it as a platform for running OS2, Windows, DOS, maybe some Linux applications on it. So that was it for a very brief introduction of OS2 and its DOS capabilities. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you for watching. Let's explore the system a little bit. I'm gonna turn off. Whoops.